The Iran-US-Israel war has already disrupted the Strait of Hormuz, a critical artery that carries nearly 20% of the world's oil exports. And now, Yemen's Houthi rebels have fired missiles at Israel, signaling a dangerous expansion of the conflict and raising fears that the Bab al-Mandeb Strait, another major maritime choke point, could also be under threat. Well, for India, a country heavily reliant on imported energy and global trade routes, this development is not just a distant geopolitical issue. It has direct implications for fuel prices, shipping costs, and the flow of essential goods. Understanding the risk posed by the Bab al-Mandeb is crucial for grasping how India could feel the impact of the widening Middle East crisis. Well, firstly, let us understand that why the Bab al-Mandeb matters to India. Notably, the Bab al-Mandeb Strait sits at the southern end of the Red Sea, linking the Indian Ocean with the Suez Canal, the fastest route between Asia, Europe, and the Middle East. Well, roughly 10 to 12% of global oil shipments and a significant chunk of container trade pass through here in normal times. Before the current war, tankers from Saudi Arabia and other Gulf producers used this passage to deliver crude to markets in Asia, including India. And with Hormuz effectively closed, the Red Sea route became even more critical, acting as a lifeline for Gulf crude exports. But now, with the Houthis threatening the strait too, that lifeline could be endangered, and with this, India's energy security is at stake. Energy imports are vital for India, and a large portion of crude oil consumed by Indian refineries traditionally came through the Arabian Sea via the Gulf and then through these choke points. And with the Strait of Hormuz disrupted, Indian refiners already face higher costs as producers reroute barrels around Africa or through complex pipelines. And if the Bab al-Mandeb is threatened further, or if Houthi attacks expand, freight costs will rise again, squeezing India's import bill and pushing up petrol and diesel prices at home. Even when not fully blocked, continued instability near Bab al-Mandeb increases insurance and freight premiums for tankers and cargo ships, which eventually get passed on to Indian consumers through higher fuel and goods prices. Well, it would also cause a broader trade impact which is beyond oil. Notably, it's not just crude oil at risk. The Bab al-Mandeb lies on the main artery for global container traffic. Machinery, electronics, food grains, textiles, and industrial intermediaries is a large part of India's imports and exports that transit this route en route to Europe and Africa. And if attacks intensify and carriers avoid the Red Sea, ships may have to go around the Cape of Good Hope, adding weeks to journey times. And that means higher shipping costs, delays in delivery of essentials, inflationary pressure on household goods, strain on India's manufacturing and export sectors. Now let us understand about the strategic communication, which is also risky. Experts also warn that undersea communication cables, which link India to Europe and Africa and carry global internet traffic, run near this corridor as well. Any sustained conflict or maritime insecurity in the area risk damage or disruption to digital connectivity, which would also be an additional economic cost for India's digital economy. Well, what India can expect next? India is already diversifying energy partners and increasing strategic petroleum reserves to cushion against supply shocks. But continued conflict in both Hormuz and Bab al-Mandeb could keep crude prices elevated. Shipping reroutes would raise logistics costs, and food and raw material imports could become costlier and slower. Global inflationary pressure could feed back into India's economy. And the wider lesson is clear. That is, maritime choke points matter to India's economy, energy security, and trade stability. And when two of the world's most critical ones are under threat simultaneously, the ripple effects are felt far beyond the Middle East. That's all for now. Stay tuned to the Savera for more updates. Do like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.